Here's a quick tip for SEO. Sometimes I do question why I actually put this information out, because it will definitely hurt me if I'm up against you if you do this as well, because this is a tactic that the big boys use, but very, very, in fact, I don't know. I know one. I only know one independent that does this, and it's not independently owned either. So they are, in effect, a big boy. They're not independently owned. They are VC backed. So I don't know one independent mum and pop site that does this for SEO tactics, and it's a winner. It's a winner. Right. Okay. I'll give you an example. So Hull self-storage. What do we want to SEO? What do we want to show up as? We want to show up Hull self-storage units near me, storage Hull storage, Hull self-storage, all them terms we want to show up on, don't we? But what people miss out on, which is low-hanging fruit, simple wins for you, for me, for everybody. You want to get Google Maps up, and you want to look at all the different areas. So, for example, for me, if I'm looking at Hull now, I've got the map up here, and there's Swanland. There's an area called Swanland just outside of Hull, and it's connected to Hull. Do I want to show up for that? Yes. So have a page for Swanland self-storage, for Stormore, Swanland. And then there's North Ferriby, there's Hessel, there's Anlaby, there's Willoughby, there's West Ella, there's Cottingham, there's Skibby, there's Little Wheaton. There's all these different places that you can show up and you can win. But so many people don't do this, because if you're in Cottingham, it's the biggest village in the country. What are you going to do? Self-storage near me, or Cottingham self-storage, or some terminology like that. And then if you haven't got some sort of blog, some sort of post, something that will trigger them keywords, you're not going to get that traffic. It's a quick win, because there's one banged up container site in Cottingham, but I don't think they even show up on Google. So that's a quick win. A Cottingham self-storage site, and you're bang, top. You get the quote. They're not going to click anywhere else. West Ella, there's no other self-storage in West Ella. Swanland, there's no self-storage in Swanland. Melton, no self-storage in Melton. North Ferriby, because there's only like maybe 2,000 people there, 3,000 people there, 4,000 people there. So there's no self-storage in that area. And so we can win by just writing articles for surrounding villages or towns to your self-storage. I'll give you a tip here. Store First, they are buggers for this, absolute buggers. I mean, buggers in a good way for them, bad way for me. So I'm competing with Store First at Mansfield. So I've been doing a deep dive with my SEO, thinking, right, okay, how can we win? How can we win Mansfield? And Store First always bloody come up. I'm thinking, Store First ain't even in fucking Mansfield. How are they showing up? And they've got blog posts for Store First Mansfield. I'm like, for God's sake. They've got an article saying prices for Mansfield. I'm like, look at you. Look. You're not even in Mansfield. How the hell are you showing up? Because they take the time to write the article. Yes, they're not a million miles away. I think they're 5 miles away. So they're not a million miles away. But they know that Mansfield is a 100,000 population town. And so why wouldn't they want to start winning some of that traffic from Mansfield? Of course they would. And so they have wrote articles and made sure that they are trying to get that search term, self-storage Mansfield. And they're coming up top all the time, which is incredibly painful for me, but incredibly good for them. And so this is a quick win that you can do for your self-storage. Just write articles. I think I paid somebody 45 quid an article. Dead easy for them, dead easy for me. And boom, we're up there. So, yep, a little quick tip that I wanted to share with you guys. I think that it's underutilized, and I think it's a win-win-win. And obviously, the more articles you get, the better your domain rating as well. Yeah, so it's a winner chicken dinner for everybody. It's a gambling term. That winner chicken dinner. Right, all right, my friends. Like I say, if I'm competing against you, this is something that I will always do. And whether you get 10 customers, 100 customers a year from it, you will certainly get some customers for a year for it. And if we think about a customer being worth £1,000, if you only get 3 customers extra a year from this, it's £3,000 extra a year, innit? Right. All right, my friends, I love you. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week. I am going on holiday on Saturday. I've got a Disney cruise. Yay. And so there'll be no podcast on Monday, but there will be a podcast on Wednesday and Friday. I'm pre-recording this. The reason why there won't be on Monday is because when I'm away on family holidays, I just feel like that when we've been doing a newsletter, MrSelfStorage.com, that takes up a lot of my time. And I don't want to have a burden of doing another podcast and just feeling that I'm not present with the kids and the wife and my mom and dad and stuff. So I won't be doing a podcast next week. However, next Monday. So you won't know my figures unless you sign up, my weekly figures, unless you sign up for MrSelfStorage.com. Obviously, I document the whole week, how well we've done, the conversion rates, etc. That will still be done on MrSelfStorage.com, but it won't be done on the podcast format. However, we'll still be here Wednesday and Friday. All right, my friends, I love you. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.